Hey, this is Sleekoduck. Today I'm going to be sharing a new mod with you. This one is specifically tailored to your vintage neighborhoods, the ones that are set in Empire era or Victorian era neighborhoods. A lot of you love books like Jane Eyre, I do, or Pride and Prejudice. This one I will be using characters from Pride and Prejudice. And also, I would like to give some shout outs to people whose content I downloaded, specifically Sephra Wolf, who supplied Mr. Darcy, Ilebrew, who supplied the Bennett sisters, Kinaviv made the Jane Eyre household. I got the Colonial Inn from H. Thompson 3. Speaker Cody supplied the Dutch Colonial. And there's an Ann Lister family that I downloaded from Tarshish, Jupiter. So all of those, I would like to thank you for taking the time to create these wonderful vintage families from old books. And also, I want to let you know I did upload Charles Darwin and his wife to the gallery. Here you see Sephra Wolf's Colonel Fitzwilliam. That's Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. And he has an confident, outgoing, and cheerful traits. So he's just like a really, really friendly guy. I think the one in the books is a little bit meaner, but I'm not an expert on that. So I actually went through and deleted all the houses that didn't look period appropriate. So here he is. I'm going to fix his name so that his name is Fitzwilliam Darcy. And move him in here. So now it's loaded. I will give him a job. I know he was actually a colonel in the military in the books, but let's make this period appropriate. He would have been a lord, so he's probably going to be running something like a textile mill during that time period. So here I have the Textile Career mod. And he has to actually start from the bottom, which he would not have done because he was landed gentry, but just go through here. Once your mod is installed, which is very easy to install, it's right in there, and the career is called Textile Worker. It has a spinning wheel on it, and wool washer is the entry-level job. And there's a little blurb that tells you about the history of why that's an important career for that era. And it has two branches, punch card researcher and manager. Manager is more geared towards outgoing Sims like Fitzwilliam Darcy. And the punch card researcher is more of a computer programming career, which we'll get to that in a little bit. So I'm not really crazy about the furniture in that house. I went through and fixed like every person in the neighborhood and all the townies, but I just didn't have the time to fix all the furniture. So let's make it look a little bit more time period appropriate. Later I will be painting the walls with green wallpaper because that was really popular during that time period. He needs to buy 2 books to skill up. He needs a cooking book and also a handiness book later on. And later I'll be getting him a punching bag for working out because they did do that. So I gave the lots just homey and good cooking. I gave it high-speed internet because I thought at first I'd be putting him into the punch card operator branch, but I might change that now that he's in a different branch. So it does require cooking up for the wool washer because you have to boil the wool. So he needs to reach cooking level 2. So you see he has reached the level that he needs for his promotions. So since he is a popularity sim, I will send him out to meet some of his neighbors. That is Nancy Landgrab. I knew she would be jogging around a lot. I am so sorry about that watermark on the bottom. My game was one of the ones that was glitched where it wouldn't record the UI at the bottom. It's fixed now, and that is Mr. Kim, I believe, Dennis Kim. So he's trying to make friends with him. It's not working, but he did get two of the people met that he needed. So, of course, what should Mr. Darcy do? Let's send him somewhere. I'm sorry about the noise on background. I'm in Florida. It's actually like 6:30 in the morning, and it's already super hot outside. I have to run like fans and the air conditioner and everything. Sorry about the noise. So there's Elizabeth Bennet waiting for him outside their big glorious house. And a fire starts. That's kind of random. I'm going to find where the fire is. And suddenly he has to go to the bathroom just instantly. Okay, fire's out. That house, I think, has a glitch in it. They always seem to catch that grill on fire when I play it. So I'm going to send him around the house and have him introduce himself to all the Bennett sisters. I'm so glad he knows about minnows now. So here you see him introducing himself and getting to know the different neighbors. They're eating. They don't offer him anything, but okay. And that just allows him to get to know the traits. I like to have them get to know them, discuss interests, and also discuss careers with every sim that they meet so that they have their traits. I also have them joking and doing other interactions. So now they've just left them alone, so I'll go ahead and send them home. So now he's home, and he does need to work on his cooking. There are just certain skills. This does not require any special skills from the packs. You can have the basic pack and actually use this mod. It uses cooking, it uses handiness, fitness, charisma, computer programming, and painting. So all of those things are included with a basic pack. It's a pretty simple, straightforward thing. And if you do have them take care of their needs like that, it will actually, they'll gain skill points without having to bother skilling up. So this actually, the career has very long hours, so he needs to actually wake up early. I can't believe he had time to take a bath, but he did. But people back in the early 1800s did work really long hours. They didn't have 8-hour workdays. They worked from 6 a.m. until basically the factory owners said they could go home. Usually it was like 6 at night, 7 at night, something like that. So they did not have a lot of time to socialize. I'm setting it on work hard just so he can get promoted faster. I always do that with my Sims. They do get a bad moodlet from it, but I don't have to sit there and struggle with them trying to get promoted at work in these low-paying jobs. So it's about time for him to come over, or come home, I mean, and he did not get the promotion. So I will show him leaving for work again, and there's that icon with the spinning wheel. As you can see, I fixed up the house. Now it's green. They loved that arsenic wallpaper back in those days. And I did use a lot of the costumes and things like that from the vampire pack. You probably will notice that if you haven't. They offer the earbuds. At first, I was going to be like, I don't want those. Those aren't appropriate. But I thought, they might come in handy because without a TV set, they do get stressed very quickly. So it's not something that's really obvious where everybody can see it. And if you'll notice, a lot of the actual playable characters, when they go jogging, are even wearing period appropriate clothes. So now he is promoted to a Sim Friday. That's just somebody that carries like the rolls of wool around, to the looms and things like that, sweeper. So he needs to work on his fitness skill. That is kind of, heavy lifting and running around. He'll need that. So I'm going to actually, he needs some fun, so I'll let him use that. I put Baroque music on it and send him jogging. I'm not crazy about those shorts and those pants. I will be changing that in a little bit. But for the bath, I do have spa day, so I send him in for a muscle relaxing soak so that he gets energized, because why not? Another advantage that letting them take a bath is if they are kind of tired, they can take a nap in the bathtub, which he definitely needs to do. And that muscle relaxing soak does make them energized, so it opens up interactions like stretching, doing push-ups, sit-ups. All of those build fitness. And I did buy him a punching bag, so I'll let him work on that. He is not skilled up. Oh, finally. Okay, so here's the date. I know a lot of you are Pride and Prejudice fans, so here's the date with Darcy and Elizabeth. I'll just let you enjoy that. So that actually went pretty well. He does have a lot of very, very friendly traits. So now here you see he has gone home, and I'll just have him beat the punching bag a little bit more with the headphones on. So let's see if he gets promoted from Sim Friday this time. And of course, it's one of those ridiculous holidays. Night on the Town's not so bad. He's made one friend, but he still needs to make 2 more, and I think he needs to meet 1 more Sim. So off to work he goes. Do. Send him a work card. He has now been promoted to yard spinner, so he's actually going to be using the spinning wheel. So that, of course, requires handiness, and he does need to have some fun. It's not in the red yet, but I will actually have him read the handiness book, which I didn't buy earlier, but I'll go ahead and have him buy it. He also needs to work out some more, because I imagine I would use a lot of just a lot of muscles and everything to operate those things, pedal on it every day and everything. It would be like riding a bike, I think. So I'll have him read, and then I'll have him work out. Oh no, actually, holiday, I forgot about that. So let's see if I can get him to become friends with Dennis Kim. There's only one restaurant in town. It's the Colonial Inn, which was a house I downloaded from the gallery. It's great. I may replace the other restaurants in my other neighborhoods with it. Looks like the whole family is over there. Some of these holidays I don't mind, because they get aspiration points when they complete the holiday, but some of them are really annoying. So those are the fires behind them. I don't know if you recognize them. So let's see if he can actually do it with his friends. I don't usually play popularity sims because it is kind of tedious, but yes, I do have social skills. So I actually do know how to get them to talk to people and everything. I have a few friends. Okay, so I got the extra points, and he has his social and food needs up. He won't be getting a promotion right away. He's still not skilled up for it. So here's another way to build up fitness, especially in a vintage neighborhood, is you can have them do laundry in the wash bin. That will build up their fitness skill. It's not great for it, but they have to do it anyway, so why not? Those are available in outdoor items if you have laundry day. I hate when they're first starting to jog, they don't actually go anywhere. They'll run across the street and run home. Nobody does that. So the game glitched, and I figured I would just include this shot because I know a lot of you Darcy fans. Looks like the laundry's not done either, but I'm getting tired of him washing that same load over and over again. I don't know what was going on with the game. I didn't tell him to do that. Oh, close. Amazing. This time I'm going to have him harvest some bluebells and see if maybe that helps get the laundry cleaner. As you can see, his fitness level is almost topped out. I mean, not topped out, but leveled up. So now he's ready for his next promotion. I'll just have him brush his teeth while he's waiting to go to work. And now that he's confident, he can actually practice speech in the mirror, which is actually something he's willing to want to do. That will come in handy later, so why not? He's in a good mood. It also opens up new interactions. People did play chess, they played cards, things like that in those days, so that's a good way for them to build up fun without a TV in the house. And logic is always a good skill to have, even when it's not required. Jobs like the medical career, they do need logic in it. Not in a great mood, but he is a weaver now, and he needs to build his handiness, so that's actually perfect because he can just read. Basically, the position of weaver, any kind of a job, they're not going to throw away equipment just because they have better equipment. They keep the old stuff until it breaks, and they put the people they don't like on it. You know, so they definitely would have done that back in those days. So they get to see who is good at operating the old looms, and then maybe they'll get promoted to work on the jacquard looms. As you can see, I did change his pants and his boots, make them a little more period appropriate. I think maybe the creator of the content that I used, the one that made Colonel Fitzwilliam, Maybe she didn't have the vampire's pack or city living, which is where those came from. So he's leveled up in handiness, and I will have him cook because cooking is always handy too. He'll need more cooking skill in the higher levels of the career. And to get his fun up, I'll have him play a little bit of chess. He doesn't need it for his promotion right now, but it'll come in handy later. So he's off to work again. That looks like something he can skill up on handiness on. Have him work hard. Of course, the second he's at work, the spam messages start coming in and slow it down again. He has some interesting moodlets, just randomly, from being cheerful and confident. Oh, he got a promotion at work? Really? That's good to know. So now he is a loom operator. That is the proper loom operator. They have the Jacquard looms, which were actually the first computers. And that would have been a little bit more specialized. They actually operated on punch cards, which is how computers worked all the way up until the 1970s, I think. My dad got a computer in 1978, and it actually operated on magnetic cards. So they were getting away from those punch cards. But Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage actually invented the punch cards that they used for the Jacquard looms. So that is an early form of computer programming. And there is a career option on here later on to go into that branch. So now he's ready for his promotion. And I'm just having him kind of do things because he's in a good mood. He wants to make one more friend. I think he needs one more friend to get to the next level. So I'll go ahead and have him go play chess with another one of the Bennetts. Mary seems like kind of a geek. I'll send him over there with her. I think he actually gets along better with Mary than he does with Elizabeth in the game. So, of course, when they get there, what is the librarian doing? He's hogging the chess table so that they can't use it. So, I'm going to try a few different tricks that I use on Sims to get them off a computer. It's not working. So, actually, probably what I should have done was just open a bookcase and leave some books on the floor for the librarian to pick up. Okay, he's off it. But he's getting to know her, and so they did take that time to actually. He rolled a want to study about vampires. That's another reason I sent him to the library. But she is a bookworm, so that's a good place for her to hang out when they're not talking. So let's see if he can make a third friend. Voila. And he's learned about minnows. So, the next thing is Love Day. So let's see what happens when he invites Elizabeth over. That doesn't look so good. This just was so horrendous, I had to include it. Which I think in Pride and Prejudice, they do have kind of a weird interaction, which is why the book is so popular. So I just thought this was hilarious that it actually happened the way that the characters were created, the traits. I found her. She disappeared. I couldn't find her for like 10 minutes or something. And of course, this would be a good time to take a nap in the bathtub. And he won't do that smooth recovery. Okay, that's just not happening. I'll just have him play chess. That's just horrendous. Well, at least he's out of the red with her. Okay. Let's see if he can, now that his dating life is just absolutely miserable, let's see if I can get him promoted. Romance Festival. Okay, so he is the batik dyer now. And he will actually need to build his painting skill. And he's not a happy camper right now. And the next level is loom technician or floor manager. So I did include an Easter egg in there. If any of my family members play The Sims, Easter egg. But the land grabs are Dutch, so I put that in there. My family actually was involved in the batik trade for like centuries. So I figured I would include that. They did have a lot of genuine imitation things back in those days, like bone china and things like that. So hopefully the weather will be good enough for him to do some painting while he has a few days off. Sometimes this helps to get them in the right mood for painting, to just have them cloud gaze, but it's not one of those times. He's too tense to paint. Okay, it's going to be a crummy painting anyway. I'll just have him start out with a small one until he gets a skill level built up. And then I'll move him on to the bigger ones that actually generate some income. With a confident sim like Darcy, you can actually have him do, brush his teeth and become confident. And then put those in the bathroom or next to the mirror so that they can have a confident aura when they practice speech. So he's ready for his promotion. Have him work hard. We get it? Okay, so the manager branch is pretty straightforward. You know, a lot of charisma and logic. And the first level is floor manager. Now, loom technician is actually, like I said before, it's a type of computer programming. So there will be a lot of programming skill involved. If you don't want a computer in the house, you can give them a book about computer programming. This was a real thing back in those days. That's actually a real photograph of a jacquard loom. So I will put him in the manager branch. So this is how the mod works. And you can download it in the description. I hope you enjoy it and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like what you saw. And if you really like what you saw, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Have a wonderful day.